Final countdown.
Hello, everybody. I am Aloysius Worthington III, also known as Mike Galliano. I am here with MaryLynn and Phil Adams, and of course, we have an incredibly awesome guest today. Another Vegas native right now, C.L. Thomas, and I'm going to go ahead and. What are you? For the love of monkeys!
I am trying to figure it out. It won't let me move people around. I usually like you over there and Phil over there. It's just not letting me do it.
I don't know what's going on.
She gets to wear my screamy.
Right? There you go.
That's what I do. I always pet him, make sure he's okay. He's in a good headspace.
Yeah, he's kind of. What is that? Is that one of those goat things that run around Vegas? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, those are called crackheads. So that's Screamy, the psychic goat. That's our mascot. He's fantastic. We love him dearly. There he is right there.
Yep.
Yeah. With
And
my
on your
Captain
shirt.
America shield.
He's on your shirt too.
Screamy! All right. So I guess, MaryLynn, what do you got for me?
Well, we've got C.L. Thomas with us today, and Phil actually has the information for her bio. So take it away, Phil.
Here we go. Paranormal author and fine arts spirit artist, C.L. Thomas travels widely every year as a fine arts photographer and writer exploring various afterlife research, OBEs, metaphysics, folklore, and lectures at events. C.L. does spirit art upon request. She is the author of the haunted memoir Dancing with Demons and the acclaimed historical fiction novel Speaking to Shadows. CL is the creator and host of the Small Town Tales podcast. She has written many articles and maintains a blog on legends, folklore, magic, and paranormal stories. Welcome to the show.
All right.
Mike, you make it really hard to concentrate on what he's saying with all the faces.
So, my bad.
I didn't see him.
So we've got C.L. Thomas here, and I promise she is way more exciting than that boring bio that Phil just gave.
Well, she probably wrote the bio, so you just called her boring. So that's kind of rude.
Oh no, it was all delivery right there. We gotta do so. We gotta get you like, I don't know, like alien ears, or we just gotta pump it up. Tassels. I don't know.
Tassels?
We'll figure it out.
Certain things have to heal before we do tassels.
I know. How you doing, CL?
I'm doing good. I'm staying at a friend's house right now because my air conditioning went out.
Oh
no!
Where did it go?
Yeah.
Did it say when it was going to come back?
It went out.
I don't know. It went on vacation somewhere.
Oh no!
It's just dead.
It's only 105 too, huh?
Yeah.
It died.
At least it's dry heat.
And hello, Kim. Hello, Michelle, Krista, Becky. How are you? Omid Quran loves that Phil guy.
Ooh.
And Krista believes you should have a tinfoil hat.
Let's
agree.
do it. Let's work on it. I'd
See,
order it
we
from
have been
Amazon.
trying to get together because we really want to go out and check out some locations because I don't think people understand truly how much there is around Vegas that's haunted.
Yeah. I always tell people forget the strip. The fun stuff is off the strip.
I agree
We have Area
wholeheartedly.
51, we have ghost towns all over the place around here. We have just strange places out in the middle of the desert. For instance, we just came across it's a vacant, what do you call it? Like a giant, what do you build?
Twix bar.
No, it's like almost like an altar. It's like a place with a giant Jesus statue in the center of it. It was like a shrine. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a big shrine.
Isn't that in Rhyolite?
No, it's not. It's over when you're going toward Tacoma.
Mhm.
There's a dirt road that connects I think that highway to go over that mountain that goes down into Tacoma, between Pahrump and Tacoma.
Oh, okay.
You go down that dirt road a little ways, it's right there off the dirt road.
Haven't seen
But
that
yeah,
one.
it's this enormous shrine, and it had a big pool in there and everything, and it was
For dancing?
I guess I don't know what it's for. It's weird. It's been abandoned forever, but I guess back in its heyday, some religious person went out there and decided to build that. Who knows why?
And was just like, let's throw out some dollars.
Holla.
Yeah, very strange.
And we've talked a little bit about going to, there's a place called Chloride. Is that right?
Yes, Chloride, Arizona. It's a ghost town. It's not too far from here. It's about an hour.
Okay.
Yep. And then I live in Boulder. There's the Hoover Dam. There's tons of stuff out here in Boulder. You know, we were talking about that. Like pretty much every building you go into downtown is haunted to some degree.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Which is pretty awesome. So you've written a couple of books too. Are you working on one right now?
I am. I'm working on two of them actually. One's on spirit art, and the other one is another historical fiction based in Goldfield, Nevada.
Nice.
Very cool.
Let's start with what is spirit art?
Okay, so this is going to be a little weird. It's kind of like mediumship, where you're reading somebody. What I do is I read somebody with the spirits that come through, but instead of verbalizing the message, I draw it out.
Okay, so are you saying you're like psychic? You're like a medium?
Yeah, but I don't really promote that much.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
So you must be an artist then.
yes, I'm a painter.
Do you have any? Can you show us a picture?
Not offhand.
Oh, you're not at your house.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's at her friend's
Oh yeah,
house.
she's at her friends.
Yeah, I would
That's
if I was in my office. I had one, but
That's
not in
okay.
my office, unfortunately.
I get it. You're good. You're good. Okay. So, and then the other one is a historical fiction at
Mhm.
Goldfield.
Mhm.
You've been to
Where's that?
Goldfield, right?
It's like on the way to Tonopah.
Yes. Yes,
And
we've been through
You
Goldfield a
absolutely
lot.
know where it is. You know where it
It's
is.
in
You
It's
have
in-
to go through it.
it's in Nevada.
Yes. When we drove by, when we went to Virginia City, I told you right there the Goldfield Hotel.
This doesn't mean I was listening
was
to you.
haunted.
I know. Imagine
Go
that.
figure.
Hello, Tammy. Ron. So why Goldfield? What made you pick Goldfield to write a whole book about?
Okay, so I just told you about the mediumship stuff, right? The first
Nope.
time I went, well, yeah, I see ghosts and things like that. I'm trying to answer seriously here. It's really hard.
Don't be serious with Mike.
No, be very serious, or we'll never get through this.
So there's a cemetery there, Mike, with hundreds and hundreds of people that are dead, and it's all sectioned off. It's like really weird. It's the dead people are sectioned off for some reason. So you have
I thought segregation was dead.
I know. Well, yeah.
I guess technically it is.
I guess you get segregated when you're dead. So if you're Catholic, you're going in one corner. If you're, I don't know.
Oh, it's just like the prison gangs.
Yeah. So if you're a Mason, you're in another corner, that sort of thing. So I was looking for a tombstone way in the back that said this guy died from eating paste, which is really weird, right?
Yeah.
So I was looking for this tombstone, and it's way in the back in the weird section. And actually, the section is they created these gravestones back in the 80s to try to drive traffic to come to Goldfield. They were trying to revitalize tourism. So it's a fake grave. Long story short,
Okay.
No.
when I was looking for this, I saw this woman in a purple gown on the other side of the cemetery. And then it dawned on me, wait a minute, nobody lives in Goldfield. There's nobody out at this hour. It was like almost evening, and I was on my way to Tacoma at the time. Or not Tacoma. What's the other town? Tonopah. And so I run over there. And of course, she's gone. I just saw her just, those few seconds. I saw the name on the grave where she was, and it turned out that she died at a very young age. She's buried underneath the wrong name. I started digging into all the records around this, and I found out an entire story about her. She's a runaway from Texas. She was in a rearranged marriage. She was disowned by her family. There's a whole saga behind her life that I was able to dig up. So I'm actually writing her story. It's going to be historical fiction because, I can't, certain pieces I'm going to have to fill in, of course, to make it a story.
Man, she was in a purple dress?
Mm-hmm.
So you could legitimately write that like that was like the original inspiration for Grimace. From McDonald's.
She was a lot better looking than her.
I would hope so.
She didn't look like an Oompa Loompa or anything like that.
Virgie, hey guys, you're awesome. Why, thank you. As everyone knows, we always take a moment to do spirits for the spirits. I have my Buchanan's pineapple crafted Scotch whiskey. Woo, she's got, look at that. All right. We are all ready to rock. Okay, let's do this.
He's gonna join us.
This one takes a second. I don't know why they did this. Look at this. Nothing. Nothing. I guess they're making sure you're not too drunk, I guess. There we go.
Ooh, that looks good.
I guess also I would say that's probably what I have to look forward to when I'm 70 trying to pee.
Oh, you're not drinking out of the shitter today.
I heard that happens with guys when they're in their 50s.
Well, it can pretty much happen all the time. I have a very funny story to tell you about this, actually. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers to the spirit.
So,
see, mine actually tastes really good.
Woo.
And mine does too.
So I'm chilling in my room naked. Okay, that's how the story starts. And I don't know if anybody else does this, but I'll clench my butt cheeks to pop my back.
Okay.
It's a weird thing, but I do it. I do it all the time. Maybe it was the travel. Maybe it was because I'm just a little tired. I went to the gym today. I was at the gym yesterday. I'm just trying to get back into a cycle. So here I am. I've showered. I'm chilling in my room naked. I'm standing up. I decided to clench my butt cheeks to pop my back, and both glutes, both of my cheeks cramp and drop me to all fours. And my wife's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, my butt."
Well, we did kind of sleep on the airport floor just the other night, so that was a lot of fun.
It hurt so bad. What's funny is I almost never cramp either. I've cramped like a hamstring once in my life. So other than that one time, the only other time I've ever had a cramp was right now at the ripe age of 41 with both cheeks deciding to quit at the same time.
If it was going to happen,
do that while I was peeing, because Lord knows what would have happened.
oh, you'd have sprayed. Yeah, you'd have got in trouble. Krista would have been pissed. You would have been pissed. Yeah. You know what I mean? But anyway.
It probably would have just shotgunned out all over the place. It would have been a whole mess. Then I would have slipped in it. It would have been a whole deal. So anyway.
So Seal, welcome to the podcast.
Apparently it doesn't get any better. Apparently after age 40, just so you know. Apparently it's the best to keep going.
I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen to Mike anyway. So I mean, he might as well do some cheek stuff.
Exactly.
Mike, I have a question for you while we're on a gym topic, because I go to the gym all the time. I live at the gym. I love working out. Why is it that there's these guys in there? It never fails. There's always a group of guys in there hooting and hollering, making all this grunting noises and dropping the. They sound like
LVAC.
Why? Why is there a need to do this?
So,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. So,
and then they
that
drop
only happens at
the
best establishment.
Those who can't are the loudest, right? So I firmly believe that those are unfortunately the people that never have had any actual training. None. It's just them. So this is a true story. Those type of guys, I was following a pack of those guys when I was a personal trainer for LVAC. And the main guy, right, because they always have like their main alpha dude, right, or whatever. He's like, yeah, I take creatine now, and the creatine, it puts air in your muscles and makes you bigger. And I was like, what now? Huh? So like if I were to just
tire,
like if I were just to pop you with a needle, you just all over the gym.
It's also the reason that I listen to music, because I can't stand all the and the dropping the weights from as high as you possibly can. It gets on my nerves. Control your sets.
But this is the real kicker. At some point, that dude is gonna die. Those guys are gonna die, and they're gonna be ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they're gonna sound like, I didn't even think of this. They're gonna sound like that in the afterlife, aren't they?
Exactly. I mean, this is what kind of scares me about like future ghost hunters. They're gonna have to deal with this now, right? Like 100 years from now, they're gonna be like, I think everybody back then was just stupid.
Well, they're gonna look back and say that anyway.
Right? They're going to be like, well, they didn't. It's not that they decided not to go to the afterlife. They're just too dumb to figure out how.
We're too dumb.
We're still at the LVAC.
Yeah, they're still doing the LVAC to this day. Yes, they're currently in line for a smoothie.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'll be going back to Planet Fitness here very shortly. So
you don't like
bye LVAC. Well, if you could ever get on a machine, that would be cool. But considering that never happens, you spend just as much time waiting on a machine as you do trying to actually do your exercises. So
here's an interesting question for you, CL Thomas. Here's an interesting question for you. We were having a very lovely conversation with the simply wonderful, incredible, beautiful, amazing. I used so many adjectives. I actually forgot her name. Is that it?
I'm hanging on it.
Is that
I'm
possible?
hanging on your every word.
Okay, good.
I'm hanging on your every word.
Sarah Lemos. It's come back.
Okay.
So Sarah Lemos, and she mentioned, she was like, well, for her, she says she feels like, when she communicates with people, it's not that it's not that she, people are like gone or here. It's kind of like a window that's just a few feet away from you, and you have access to basically everyone that, all of your ancestors, and your ancestors in a way have that same window and access to you. So it's easy for her to call out to them and to have them come over. Right. So that's a really interesting thing to me, because if that's how it works, and those are the people, I guess, that maybe were good or went to some sort of heaven, maybe, is hell a real thing? And would there be like a different door? Would you still be able to talk to people that would be eternally damned? What are your thoughts on that? Yeah.
I think it depends on, I heard a lot of background noise, sorry. It depends on what your beliefs are. I think for those who honestly believe that there's heaven and hell and they subscribe to Christianity, that's going to be the afterlife for them. If you're a Wiccan, that's going to be that's your vibrancy. That's what your afterlife is going to be. If you're Jewish, they don't believe in the hell. They believe like there's an in-between. They're still waiting on a Messiah to come.
And bagels.
Yeah, so I think, their afterlife is going to be much different. I think there's no one way, I think, is what I'm trying to say. Because God exists, some source exists in every single religion across the world. But is it the same God? We don't know. I think it is whatever you subscribe to. But as far as the window one that Sarah Lemos is talking about, I absolutely believe that. I believe that if you want to talk to, say your mom died, you want to talk to her, she's only a heartbeat away. I think you can.
Yeah.
That's the belief system.
That's pretty interesting. So, and have you ever been to Area 51?
Yes.
Do you believe in aliens?
I do, but I'm not so sure I'm sold on the idea that there's green men running around just yet.
Okay, they could be any color. Okay, we're not racist here. So, if you believe that aliens exist, do you think the exact same psychic rules apply? In other words, they may long to talk to their ancestors, and they still can be psychically reached in the exact same manner.
See, I don't know, because I don't know if they're human or not. I don't know enough about that topic to really comment. I don't know what they are. Are they interdimensional beings? Are they spiritual beings? Are they 3D beings like we are? I don't know.
What are your thoughts on Bigfoot?
I've heard different theories.
He's going to need a large Nike.
I know. There's different theories. So Native Americans believe that he's a spiritual interdimensional being. I've heard that from different tribes. Some people claim to have seen an actual animal out there. I don't know. I kind of lean more toward maybe he's a interdimensional being of some sort.
So that would make sense for some of the portal conversations that we've heard in the past referencing Bigfoot, is that some people believe that they've actually seen a portal with Bigfoot and even potentially the other side a little bit.
Exactly.
Right.
And
if you think about
which one now do you think is more likely, aliens or Bigfoot?
What's your question again?
Probably aliens.
Well,
you would say, basically, which one do you think is more likely to actually exist right now? Aliens or Bigfoot?
Both.
Probably both of them.
Man. How do you answer that one?
Which one do you think, aliens or Bigfoot, is more likely to sexually molest somebody?
Probably aliens.
That's going on if we're gonna put human characteristics to these things.
Well, I mean, Bigfoots are technically animals, right? I've seen Animal Planet. Okay, they call it Doggy Style for a reason. Okay, And James is right. Aliens be probing, right?
Yep.
They're all about them probes. Okay. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I would be okay with either one.
That's
Okay.
what I was getting at that. That's what he was going for.
Yes. Yeah. I would be okay. I would be okay with a little probing. Okay. If I ran into a female Bigfoot and she decided to jerk the ween, okay, sure. You know, maybe we can have a pleasant conversation afterwards. I don't know.
This sounds like
You
a
know?
whole TV show. It sounds like you need to go out to Area 51 or wherever they have all these sightings at and go spend the night out there and ask for the aliens to probe you and see what happens.
Yeah.
That reminds me. I just found out that Skinwalker Ranch is a real place. Have you ever been there?
No, and I want to go. What do you mean you just found out it's real? Of course it's
Yeah.
real.
Well, I totally thought that people were trying to say Skywalker Ranch, you know, where George Lucas lives. But I didn't realize. I
thought he was
that
messing with me. I thought he
Yeah.
was legitimately messing with me when I said I wanted to go to Skinwalker Ranch. And he's like, Skywalker Ranch. I'm like, what? Say what?
What do
I'm
you
like,
think
no.
of Skinwalker? Do you believe in Skinwalker?
Yes, huh?
What about you, MaryLynn?
Of course.
Of
I've never. So this is
Stupid.
literally the first time I've ever heard of anything like it. So I don't even know what to believe.
Well, it's very, very, very common upon the Native Americans.
Yes.
It's very
Well,
scary. It's
Well, I
scary.
know what I've heard of, like a Wendigo.
I've heard
I
of
But
believe
that.
I thought a Wendigo was like if you eat somebody, like a cannibal, you become a Wendigo. Is that not?
I don't know anything about those. That's a Canadian thing, right?
A Wendigo? No, it's a Native American thing.
Hmm.
They have like a body. They're like the body of a man, but like the head of like an elk or something.
Oh yeah, that's dependent upon the Skinwalker. There's multiple different types and kinds and styles, if
So
you
on
will.
here it says a Wendigo is a mythological cannibalistic monster in the spiritual tradition of North American Algonquian speaking tribes.
Oh,
So Native American.
so
it is
I
associated
would love to put together like an adventure to the Skinwalker Ranch.
Sign me up.
I
I'll
think it
go.
would be exciting.
Yeah?
I'll definitely go.
Would you chronicle our journals?
I would.
Dude,
What else-
what's my job? I'm the camera guy.
Yeah, you're just the camera guy though. I need somebody. If I don't make it, I need somebody to sing my praises, okay?
I'll sing in the best tune I can.
I need C.L. Thomas to hop on top of a bar and be like, "Let us recall the incredible memories of Aloysius Worthington III."
We can erect one of those shrines out in the middle of the desert for you.
You had me erect.
Yes. Totally.
What
can
does
have your
James say?
own photo.
Skinwalker is supposedly a medicine man that killed a family member to gain the power of changing form, if he remembers correctly. James may not remember correctly. He's really old. So.
Oh, James, did you hear what? Don't listen to that.
Virgie asks, "Are you a medium?"
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
So
a hard.
explain how you feel you're a medium and how that's different to then like what MaryLynn does.
I don't really think it's that much different than what she does. I just don't go put myself out there to do that. But yeah, I've been seeing ghosts since I was like 2. I see
Wow.
them. I can hear them.
Does
I
it
feel
scare
them.
you?
No. Mm-mm.
Why not?
Yeah.
No, because when I was little, I never knew to be afraid of them. They were like friends and stuff. There was only one time I was afraid of it, and that's when I lived in a haunted house in Nashville. And that's what Dancing with Demons is about. It's not really a demonic haunting. If you read the story, it's more about like the vices and stuff that was playing into a lot of this stuff. But that house was the first time I was ever afraid of the paranormal because some of
Wow.
the stuff happened in there. So yeah, and to this day, I've learned to take back my own power and all about like different frequencies and positive living. So yeah, there's really nothing to be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of.
So you know how we watch a lot of these movies and science fiction, like Star Trek back in the day, things that were very sci-fi-ish turn out to exist today, like cell phones, right? Like the communicators. So basically what I'm trying to say is a lot of times fiction or science fiction is somehow rooted in reality, right?
Mhm.
Do you feel that could be the same for a lot of these horror stories? Like The Ring, or like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or Freddy Krueger, or Jason. I mean, Slender Man. Do you think there could be something? Do you think something other than just spirits exist? I don't want to use the D word.
Yeah, I do. I mean, when someone says that they're being demonically possessed or whatever, that sort of thing, if you look at their life, a lot of times they're like in a really bad situation of some sort. They're living with a lot of negativity in their life. It's more of a lower frequency lifestyle that they're living in, or a lower vibrancy that they're living at. They have a lot of problems all the time. There's a lot of drama around them. I think it has more to do with that sort of thing. They're calling that energy to themselves. Does that make sense? So I don't really believe like a demon picks somebody out. For instance, I had a client a few years ago. She believed that she was being demonically oppressed. She was on her third husband. Her third husband was passing away. The house was haunted. We couldn't rule that out. The house was actually haunted, but it was more her. She was stuck in this depression, and that's what she would do. She would sit in front of the window every day and cry, and she couldn't get out. She couldn't move herself out of that state. And I feel like that's a lot of it. You have to learn how to take back your power and move your life forward. If you don't, you're always going to be stuck. And guess what you draw to yourself? A lot of negativity. You draw that negative energy to you.
Well, I mean, for example, AIDS. I mean, you want to be negative. I'm just saying, right? Tabitha mentioned, will they even let you in? I assume she means into Skinwalker Ranch. Jack Osborne hasn't even gotten in there. Look, Jack Osborne, okay, has probably never offered to take his shirt off, okay? I will do what it takes, okay? I have knee pad. I will do what I will. We're going to make it happen, okay? So.
Well, fortunately for us, Skinwalker Ranch isn't the only place where they have that activity. So you can keep your knee pads, you can keep your shirt, unless you just want to. I mean, I know the feeling, but
don't ruin my fun, man.
There's like 4 ranches, and one of them, yes, would let us on for sure.
I'm more of a honey mustard guy, but with that, so what's that?
There's mountains somewhere too that you can go to in Arizona, and I forget the name of that mountain range.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Is it? I can't remember the name of it. It's not too far from here, though. It's supposed to be haunted by skinwalkers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's supposed to be a very, very large area in Utah.
Yeah,
very large.
So, what I'm really getting at is, like, if you watch some of these horror movies, like these spirits, they kill people, right? So do you think it's possible for some of these, do you think it's possible for an entity out there to physically harm or yank or kill somebody? I mean, like Poltergeist is a great example.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think there's like roles. I think they can maybe manipulate someone's mind a little bit to do stuff, maybe. But
I mean, especially if you think that most of our ideas are rooted in some sort of reality, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I just don't believe those spirits will go out and kill somebody like in the movies. I'm just not buying that.
Right. I mean, I've never seen a ghost mow a lawn either.
Well, allegedly,
Yeah, they don't vacuum my house either, so.
It's true.
The script of The Exorcist was actually off documentation of a real exorcist of a boy in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Of course, they Hollywoodized it.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. If they do mow the lawn, please send them to our house. We were having the toughest time finding somebody. The Lost Dutchman Mines. I've never heard of those, though. That sounds fun. Have you ever heard of those, C.L.
Does anyone
Thomas?
out there know that mountain? What's that?
Did you ask if anybody out there knows that mountain range in Arizona?
Yeah, in Arizona that has the skinwalkers in it.
All right, everybody, get to work. Get your Google.
Get your Google on.
Have you ever heard of this Lost Dutchman Mines?
It's called Superstition Mountains.
Oh.
That's it. Superstition Mountains. Yep.
Well, that's hitting the nail right on the head, I suppose. So, CL, what is your name really C.L. Thomas?
It's not. That's actually just a pen name.
Okay, because I wasn't sure, like, do we call you Cole for short, or how does that work?
CL. You just call me
Okay,
CL.
just CL, just the two letters?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. That works. So,
Unless if you come up with some other cool name, that'd work too.
we can come up with
He's
all
good
kinds
at
of
it. Be careful. Be really careful. He's good at it.
That's right. Are there other authors that, inspire you?
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, of course. I'm an avid reader. I read a lot of fiction, literature, a lot of spiritualist books. I read a lot.
I liked Calvin and Hobbes.
Calvin and Hobbes.
That was great.
I've been reading a lot
Who's
of,
your most
honor stuff.
inspirational? Who's your most inspirational author that you've enjoyed?
Lately? Trying to think. I've been reading a lot of Gerald Garner stuff currently because that's what I've been studying.
I'll be right back.
Believe it or not, I just read Anton LaVey's Satan book.
Mm-hmm.
It was very interesting.
I've actually read it 3 times.
Oh,
Have
go
you?
for it. Yeah,
I have.
and he's yet to understand it. So number
Great.
4, good luck.
Been reading a lot of there's another guy. What's his Lester Crowley. I've been reading a lot of his work because there's so many people influenced by him.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, so that's on my current reading list.
Well, I know Mike only likes stuff that has like pop-up pictures and stuff, so I won't ask him. But I love Dr. Holzer. I have several of his books and have read almost all of them. So,
I have a couple of them sitting on my desk. There was one that was very influential, and that's where he talks about his case in Texas, the haunting in Texas, and how that one just got away from him. And later on, the boy in the story ends up killing himself years later because he's still haunted. That was a very influential book for me.
I really enjoyed how he talked about his version of the Amityville Horror House as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just me.
So, for me, J.R.R. Tolkien is like top of the pops for me. I usually reread Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit at least once a year, or at least every other year. Because they're phenomenal. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't read them, read them. They're great. Books are great. Connecting Souls says oh, this is a chocolate chip cookie bar by Tasty Cake.
He's glad you asked.
Yes. And I have to enjoy it by October 10th of 2024. So better get right on that.
This man will not eat leftovers. He will not eat something expired that day. Hell, he won't even use a urinal unless it's absolutely necessary.
Also true. I'll pee on the floor.
Really?
Well, no, I won't pee on the floor, but
I mean, I feel like
It's
it's
just-
a lot less for girls than it is for men. At least you don't have to like
Oh,
have any sort of contact or anything with any of
It's
the
true.
equipment.
well, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't mind sitting down on a toilet, especially if somebody's just used it. I mean, it's nice and warm.
mm.
You
Yeah,
know?
that is nice. That is a nice
It's
thing.
comforting. It's comforting.
Like
you
a
know?
swaddle. Like a
Yeah.
swaddle almost.
So, okay, you
agree.
mentioned Hans Holzer.
Mm-hmm.
What about the Warrens? What's your
I have
thoughts on the Warrens?
I have kind of mixed feelings about them at the moment. I'm not real sure about them.
And what is it that conflicts with you?
I feel like there's a lot of fabrication that happened just to make some movies and books, and that's like I don't really want to talk bad about stuff,
No.
but in my research that I've I always go and research stuff on my own. I went to the Amityville horror house several times now.
What did you think?
I really don't believe any of the stuff happened. I think it was all fabricated for a movie.
Really?
Unfortunately. Yeah. So, and
So
even
you're
the
trying to tell me that Ryan Reynolds didn't kill all those people?
Oh, he did, but I think it was drugs and not spirits. I think it was a lot of drug activity that happened.
Mm.
He actually made a documentary in prison stating that he fabricated it all. Actually, that his attorney fabricated it all, and that it was just an attempt to get out of like insanity or
Like
maybe
insanity?
even,
The other thing about it too, the investigations that happened that were documented are very shoddy. Like the one where you see the little boy sitting on the staircase. It's actually
Yep,
not
seen
a
it.
little boy. It's actually the camera guy. It's
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why did they
So-
hire a little boy to be a camera guy?
It's a camera trick that they used. The camera guy had the camera on a timer, where it would go off and he ran in front of the camera. But if you look at, there's a picture, and I could actually show it to you, not on here, unfortunately, but yeah, there's a picture of him, and he's actually wearing plaid just like the little boy in that photo.
Wow.
It's all fabricated. So the whole thing is just, and like the story about the Native Americans that live there, it turned out not to be real.
Really?
If they would have said stuff that it was like mafia related, it would have been more believable. But unfortunately, the whole thing was fabricated. So yeah, it's kind of what you get with Hollywood. And yeah.
So we have to apologize for MaryLynn. Not a lot of people know this, but while we were in Gettysburg, she had a little bit of an issue. She got kicked in the throat by a donkey, and she's still recovering. So she sounds a little weird.
So yeah,
That's
I'm not
why.
feeling great.
Yeah, and honestly, it was my fault. I shouldn't have offered it cotton candy because it just melted in its mouth, and they got really mad.
And I just happened to be standing there.
Yeah, it was a
You
whole
really got
thing.
kicked? You really got
Right in
kicked
the
by
throat. That really happened. Yes. Yeah. So anyway,
I have oceanfront property in Arizona as well. I'll talk to y'all a little bit.
So that's why I keep muting, so I'm not coughing on.
so Connecting Souls says that they just talked about going to Superstition Mountains earlier tonight for their September-October trip. We may be going to Arizona and visiting a cousin and hit some other places while out there. But as long as you don't hit your cousin, I suppose.
Yeah.
But if you do that, Connecting Souls, maybe hit us up. That could be a lot of fun. We'll grab
Well, don't
CL,
hit-
kidnap CL
don't hit hard.
Thomas.
Don't hit hard.
Yeah, because CL Thomas, I guess, for your side job, your human job, right?
My
You
side
spend-
job.
Yeah, your side hoe job, I guess. You mostly it's it has to do with women's basketball. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess so. No.
Yeah.
You're in the WNBA.
But hopefully we can pull you away from that human job and get you down there to do that. Also, I guess I really need to use this platform to address a rumor that was started about me specifically. That's going around on Facebook right now. So I just okay. Let me put it out there. I've announced a new show. It's called Pair with the Normal. You can see it on streambeacontv.com. Okay. They do have an app that's coming out. It will be on Amazon Prime. It will be on Apple TV. You will have access to this app on your TV. They're just kind of going through the final stages to solidify that. In the meantime, you can go to streambeacontv.com to watch the very first episode of Pair with the Normal. Now, that being said, releasing the show comes with a little bit of notoriety. People kind of come out of the woodwork, and some people are happy for you, and some people are not so happy for you. And it turns out some of those not so happy people, they can start weird kind of rumors. They can get strange. So I need to address this. There's a rumor going around that I had a collegiate basketball career. I did not. I acted as a hoop one time, okay, in a game. The hoop broke. They needed somebody to replace it. I did it once, one time, one game, and I've never done it again, okay? So, no, I've never actually played any college basketball. I'm way too short. So I just need to get that out of the way now before it grows and
Thank
it gets out of control and I can't.
Play the trailer.
I've been so worried.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and play the Beacon trailer?
That's what I was going to do.
Yeah, I think that's great. We're in it.
As soon as he said, yeah, something just holy sh.
Are we ready? Is this enough?
I just heard a mom's voice.
From somebody that has no face.
Holy dude.
This week marks the 35th anniversary of my uncle's death.
They're all still open. They're all unsolved.
Wow. I'm impressed. Annie says, "Hi, CL."
Hi, Annie.
And
Oh, you guys' show. I'm just trying to figure out how did they get you the focus long enough to actually film the show?
they didn't. That's the deal. And
And
yes,
I
you
have
probably
to
could
follow him
dunk on
around
me.
everywhere.
Oh,
It's tough. It's when we film, it is genuinely tough on MaryLynn to kind of keep me focused, keep me wrapped up. But we do have a time.
How do you do it? What's the secret?
I have to wrangle him in quite a bit. So behind the scenes, I'm kicking him.
It's true.
sometimes.
It's true. Can't wait for the app on Roku.
Fun because it's not scripted and it's just I have to go off of whatever he's doing. So I just go from there and I never know what he's going to do. and I don't know what I'm going to do until he does what he does. So
Krista says
true.
you just keep cookies on you and start giving it to him like okay, sit here pretty, here's a cookie, like he's a dog or something.
So that's
It would work.
I'm trying to keep him from the snacks. So that's the problem I have.
Yeah, otherwise I'll spend the whole investigation eating, and that just grinds her gears. So I've noticed now we filmed enough that I have to kind of get creative on
You
ways.
show the other trailer so that way she can see that one.
Yeah, well, let's fill you in a little bit more as to exactly what happens on set.
Be a hero, baby.
Damn it, Mike.
Hey, I'm Mike, and death sucks. I've had a couple of deaths in my family recently, and I want to know, what comes after this? Is there life after death? So I'm teaming up with MaryLynn, a psychic / paranormal investigator. And together, we're going to check out some really awesome haunted locations. And maybe, just maybe, I'll find some of the answers that I'm looking for.
Mike really has a hard time paying attention. His mind is all over the place. Watch your step. Mike, you need to be careful. You need to know what's going on around you because you're going to hurt yourself.
What happened?
You just fell.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to have my hands full. Hey, what are you doing?
What?
Didn't we talk about that last night?
Yeah, I'm not as big on friends as you are. I told you I'm more of an office guy.
You're not supposed to be eating on investigations. Do that either before we come
Okay,
in.
well, hold on now. That was really more of a nibble.
Is he seriously eating right now?
How did you expect me not to eat? Do you know how hungry you get doing these investigations? Sometimes you just gotta snack. A man has to snack.
Mike. Could you not eat during the interview?
So that is mine.
The funniest part is when you spit the chocolate out.
It's so much harder. I say that every time and laugh.
What I want to know is how do you see kids eating snacks all the time?
It's tough, I suppose, for some people, but not for me. I'm active. I'm just so active, just naturally. They call the body style an ectomorph, I believe. And so this is the trick. This is the trick to everybody out there. And I'm just gonna go a little personal trainery on you guys really quick. Stop. For the absolute love of God, stop dieting. It does not help you, okay? It doesn't. All a diet is going to do is make you feel like you're making improvements for this long. And then the second you get back to reality, you're going to find your waistband is going to double. Why? Because diets don't work. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. The best thing that you could do, the best thing that you can do out there is eat average. Just eat average. If you look at a whole carton of chocolate Chips Ahoy cookies, and you can realize I probably shouldn't eat the whole thing because that's common sense. Have a few, man. Relax. That's all it takes is to literally eat in moderation. You can have your cookies. You can have a soda. The biggest thing I can tell you, watch your fried foods, okay? Because fried foods just have lots and lots and lots and lots of fats that are hard for your body to maintain. I also recommend not eating raw vegetables. Raw vegetables can sit in your gut and cause all kinds of problems, including adding weight because your body gets worried it's not going to get nutrients because all you're giving it is this vegetable garbage, okay? Cook them. That's it. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Just eat average. Eat on time, eat often, and just chill. You're going to do so much better. You're going to feel happier and go to the gym, man. Go to the gym. Take Pilates. Take Pilates. Pilates is phenomenal. I think anybody and everybody should be taking Pilates. It's great for your core. It's not that difficult, especially in the beginning, and it can, there's gradients to it. But you're going to feel so good about yourself, man. That's it. Jim said a few is 48.
I agree, Jim.
But you know that it's not. That's the thing. You know that it's not. But if you still decide to eat 48, that's on you, man. That's on you. Eat average. Get big. It's that simple. All right, so that's me. So do I sense a fundraiser? Maybe. You never know. James Brady says, is there going to be a fund? There could be.
Might have to be.
He could definitely. Anybody could dunk on me. I'm like 5'6". Okay, I'm basically I'm slightly larger than your average leprechaun. Okay, that's it.
You're still taller than I am.
What's that?
You're taller than I am. You're taller than me.
Me too.
Barely. Okay, barely. Phil, you're what, like 6'2"?
No, I'm 5'11".
Short motherfucker.
You're sexy.
Annie, since I've lost all this weight, I'm not hungry at all. COVID didn't help either, but I did a lot of walking in Gettysburg. Lost 4 more pounds. Don't worry, you'll find them.
And we walked and walked and walked and walked and walked in Gettysburg. My word.
Did you guys go to the battlefield and everything? Did you pick anything
I
Mary?
did.
He did.
You did?
He did.
But
we were busy being famous, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I'm already infamous.
You guys have more person.
I went to the battlefield, had a blast. It was active. It was emotional. It was intense. It was a lot of things. I'll be making a video and putting it on our YouTube of our experience at the Gettysburg National Cemetery.
So he was actually there with the Canadian Paranormal and Flirt. What is it? RP?
Full life.
Yes.
And fair enough, Annie. Fair enough. Phil was hanging with the cool people. We did get to meet. I do have to admit, we met some of the most incredible people out there. Kimberly, of course, was definitely one of them, and her whole group of peeps. They were just awesome. That was actually my first time getting to meet Brian and Rochelle. Mm-hmm. They were just incredible people. We got to meet. I'll be honest with you. We met so many people. I think the real story is they got to meet us, right? I mean, they probably went home and went, "Wow, that Mike's incredible." You know?
He's crazy.
But yeah, James actually turns out he's quite knowledgeable in a lot of these old battles, which is was very helpful.
Listen, I was actually going to do something fun and different, and by the time I found out how knowledgeable Jim was, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, I let him take the ball and ran with it. He very knowledgeable about the battlefield, very knowledgeable about Gettysburg. It was a legit honor. It was a lot of fun.
We got to actually go to some places that we wouldn't have normally gone to, like hello everyone. Welcome to the show. We got to Trina, hello. We got to go to the Cashtown Inn. Mm-hmm. Woo, excuse me again. Which is where the Confederate emergency hospital was. So they were doing amputations and all kinds of crazy things. Excuse me again. What is Phil wearing? Oh, that's Nightcrawler.
Yeah, so they were doing amputations, but they had all of the generals were there as well.
Right, all the generals. It was a big hot spot for the Confederacy. Yep. And that place felt incredible. And that's actually where we got to take our headshots, which was also the person that did all of our photography was the gentleman who runs and does all the photography for Ghosted Magazine.
Yep.
So if you have not checked out Ghosted Magazine, please do so.
Yeah, they got a
because
podcast too. Check that out.
You never know when yours truly could pop up in a magazine such as Ghosted. Yes, it was Fidel Castro himself. He was just incredibly awesome. What a great guy. And we got to film. So we will be on another show on Beacon TV that's going to come out called Speakeasy, starring the person known as Michael Cook, who was on some type of Alaska people
paranormal show.
Sex with reindeer. I don't know, whatever it was. So he does a show called Speakeasy, which is kind of like a behind the scenes of a lot of the shows that will be on Beacon. And we got the honor of being the first. Yes, and it's true. If you watch eventually the episode for Gettysburg, because we did film at the Hoover House, you will get to learn about the incredible battle between the Union and the Confederation, and it was incredible.
Incredible.
Yes. CL, is there anything you would like to add?
There is not.
How can people
how do we find you?
At www.clthomas.org. Just clthomas.org.
Wait, so is it www or just clthomas.org?
So you can Google clthomas.org and it'll pop up.
You keep at now. It's you can Google CL Thomas.
Google. Sorry. Website.
How many words is this?
It's just my name.
Yeah, that's him. That's
yes,
him.
the mic that ate your gumdrops. And so, okay. While we're here, I'm going to tell you a story about good old Mike Cook. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
For those of you, eventually you're going to get to know this guy. He's one of the big wigs for Beacon TV. He needs a place to stay, so I offer him my extra bed. No big deal. See ya, Tabitha. In the middle of 3 a.m, he decides to make himself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. About 4 a.m, he decides to choke on said peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I'm trying to sleep, and all I can hear in the middle of the night is his little footsteps heading to the bathroom, and then for like 30 minutes. I was like, am I going to have to like do the hiney lick on this guy? Like, is that going to happen? I do not feel like licking heinies at 4 a.m. You know what I mean? That's like the last thing on your mind. But he was fine. He was fine, everybody. Good old Mike Cook, eating gumdrops. So please follow CL Thomas. Are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and TikTok.
And TikTok.
Yeah, YouTube too.
Wow, you're hip.
No, I'm not.
And for those who do not know, I've actually had the pleasure of having a meal with CL Thomas, and she eats incredibly wonderfully well. I mean, just fantastic. Little bites, perfect. Excellent.
Wait, that's a thing?
It is. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 9 out of 10 on your biting technique. Fantastic. With that,
I'm going to put a sticker or something on my website that says that. Award-winning eater.
I'll even sign it.
Award-winning biter?
Yes. Yes. You can put professional biting technician.
Okay.
That is our show, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had the ride of your life with our incredible guest, CL Thomas. Please go buy some of her awesome books. She's got a lot of them out there right now. So many books. How many books?
2.
2 books! That is 2 more than I've ever written. Okay, so please go out, check out her books. They're phenomenal. I don't know how to read. So with that, go ahead and play us out.